Throughout history, there have been inexplicable phenomena, paranormal experiences, mythical creatures, events that defy logic. Now, Sci-Fi Channel has assembled a team of investigators, 4 individuals with different expertise.
You're suggesting it.
And very different perspectives.
Not at all.
He doesn't believe anything.
It's not that I don't believe anything.
Together, they will search for the truth behind mysteries old and new.
Oh, we're doing science. I love it.
Archaeologist Bill Doleman.
But how come there's no tangible evidence?
Crime scene investigator Deborah Dobrydney. Paranormal investigator Richard Dolan.
I think that there is secret technology.
And skeptic Rob Mariano.
Kids finding errors already.
The team behind Sci Fi Investigates. Tonight, the team travels to the city that never sleeps in search of evidence of life after death.
David Belasco, are you here?
In places few dare to enter, they search for restless souls.
What the hell's going on here?
Using the latest technology, they attempt to communicate with the other side. When the investigators simulate the afterlife experience firsthand, what will they find? As their quest for proof intensifies, the journey to the beyond gets personal.
Oh my God.
Answers to the ultimate question revealed tonight on Sci Fi Investigates.
I was in New York City during 9/11. And it was just such a time of death and destruction in New York City, and it was like the city died for a while, and it has since risen from the dead, and it's such a good backdrop to this investigation.
The hardest thing to come up with is going to be objective knowledge, and I want to sit down with the team and talk about this. For everybody on this planet, the issue of life after death is probably the most important one.
It's the ultimate question.
So we've got to figure out what we want to do here to investigate this phenomenon and to try and come up with some conclusions about it that we're at least convinced that we used a good methodology to get there.
One of the things that I would like to do would be to visit the Belasco Theatre. This is a legendary haunted place. My name is Richard Dolan. I'm a writer and investigator on UFOs and government cover-ups.
We should try to capture some of that phenomenon from ghosts on either film or on voice recorder in some way. I'm Debbie Dobrydney, and I'm a crime scene technician. Faith and evidence are 2 very different things. I really think it's hard for us as humans to obtain concrete proof that life after death exists.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to a doctor, someone that specializes in the field with brain activity, and see if it's actually possible to separate consciousness from the body. As a skeptic, it doesn't make sense that I believe in life after death, but I do. As far as evidence to support life after death, you know, a lot of why I believe it is just based on faith. I'm Rob Mariano, and I'm the skeptic.
Every culture in the world, with no exceptions as far as I as an anthropologist know, has a concept of life after death. My name is Bill Doleman, and I'm an archaeologist and an anthropologist. After meeting as a team, we decided that for this mission, we're going to test some of the established techniques for finding signs of the afterlife, like spirit photography and electronic voice phenomena. We're going to investigate the idea that consciousness can live outside the body and put it to the test ourselves. And we're also going to go on a ghost hunting expedition.
You know, Rich came up with an idea at the roundtable discussion that we should investigate the Belasco Theatre, which is supposedly haunted by its founder, David Belasco. We managed to get permission to do the first ever paranormal investigation there, which was really a coup. So that was our first stop.
Hit the lights.
Oh my
Wow, that's
God.
really nice.
How you doing?
Before we got to work, a Broadway historian by the name of John Kenrick talked to us.
This theater's history centers around one man, which is very unusual in any American theater. This man, David Belasco. He was called the Bishop of Broadway because he wore a clerical collar. Now, he wasn't a priest of any kind. He was Jewish by descent, but he just knew that collar made him stand out in a crowd.
Where here has the ghost of David Belasco been seen?
Literally all over the building. He's been sighted here on stage, in the backstage dressing room areas, in the storage areas below, and of course up in the remnants of his apartment. But it certainly has been sighted here in the house, in particular by actors.
I saw David Belasco. I'm absolutely certain it was him.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Melissa?
I am.
Hi.
Melissa Errico is a huge Broadway star and a successful film actress. I was really intrigued that she had seen Belasco's ghost.
It was out here in the hallway is where I sort of would prepare for a lot of scenes, and I turned around and I saw a man from the back walk into that mirror with a black coat.
This mirror.
That mirror. He was known actually to dress like a priest, and I didn't know that at the time.
That sounds consistent with what people see when they encounter an apparition, but it's still hard to believe unless you see it with your own eyes.
I was standing here preparing to go on, and I was going through the Latin, Remidimus debedoribus nostris in annus indiquis intenta.
We interviewed an actor by the name of Stephen Henderson.
I hear a voice behind me say, "Excuse me." And I assume that they want to get past, and I'm blocking their way.
Of course, I suppose if you're talking to an eyewitness who is an actor, you also have to ask the question, well, could this guy be better than the average person at fooling me?
At that moment,
Did it look like a person to you at that point? It was not your typical ghostly, ephemeral-looking thing that you could partly see through. This was a three-dimensional person with shadows that made sense.
And because we were in the dark here, the main thing I saw was the black suit, the clerical type collar, and salt and pepper hair.
I really couldn't see any reason why he would just make up a story like this.
We met with the guys from Paranormal NYC, and they brought a whole load of instruments for us to look at. EVP recorders, temperature monitors, electromagnetic field monitors. We sort of got an introduction to these instruments, how they would be useful to us in locating ghosts in the Belasco Theatre.
Debbie had an electromagnetic field meter. I had a thermocouple thermometer, just a highly sensitive thermometer with a digital readout.
Debbie and Bill fanned out into the main part of the theater, while Rob and I went upstairs to David Belasco's former apartment. That has been deserted for decades, and it's very eerie.
Hey guys, this is gonna be nice and creepy.
I kind of got stuck with the dowsing rods because Rob didn't want to use them.
I grabbed the thermal camera because I figured if there was any piece of equipment out there that would show an accurate reading, this would do it.
What exactly am I looking for over here? You're gonna look for any kind of light anomaly. You're looking for heat or cold spots.
If you can detect temperature changes, you might argue, in theory, that's a sign of something unusual, something in the spiritual realm. What's my temperature? Can you read it?
Oh yeah, you're hot, man. Oh, look at, you can see yourselves in the mirror. That's kind of weird. How does that happen?
All right, I'm going on into this little creepy room. David Belasco, are you here? Any other people who are inhabiting this area, if you're here, let us know. Come on, David.
Son of a bitch.
You got something, Bill?
What the hell's going on here?
Coming up, will the team uncover David Belasco's spirit in the dark corners of the theater?
Did you feel something cold?
Did you feel that cool?
And later, the investigation gets personal
God, I'd say, where'd you go?
when Sci Fi Investigates returns.
This is reportedly one of the most haunted places in all of New York City.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's very well known for one particular ghost, that of David Belasco, the founder of the theater.
So I'm going out there in the theater and I have these instruments and I'm looking at it and I'm like, come on, just spike.
What the heck is going on? Right here, it went like down to 61.
When Bill called me over, he actually had a severe drop in temperature on his thermometer that he was holding.
Up on the mezzanine twice, I got wildly fluctuating readings on the thermometer. It just like dipped here. I mean, it went down to 61 at one point. It just suddenly went haywire up here. That's the only way I could describe it. Damn, it's doing something. Look, I'm getting creeped out here, Debbie.
I had no idea what was causing the drop in temperature on my thermometer. The only explanation I could think of was that maybe there was an air conditioner vent that was pointed in our direction. So we decided to do a test.
There's not even any air flowing through this.
No, it's completely off.
So we ruled out this. So we have an unexplained temperature change with no EMF readings, though.
I'm gonna go upstairs, Rich.
Okay.
It's getting warmer up here. Don't they say heat rises?
Belasco has been seen throughout this theater. Kind of fits. This is his creation. He probably knew every square foot of this theater like the back of his hand.
David Belasco, are you here?
I had a little dowsing moment where up on a kind of a catwalk, the dowsing rods came apart. The theory behind dowsing is that when you walk past a spot where there's some kind of paranormal activity, the copper rods will react. Let me move forward again. I'm keeping pretty steady here.
Yeah.
I'm even closing my eyes, sort of, a little bit. When I was walking across this plank, I actually did. It seemed like that they were moving on me, and I was really trying not to have them move.
I'm getting consistent results here, but...
And it happened more than once, whether it was just an actual, authentic indication where you found something or where your hand was just moving in a way that you couldn't detect. I can't know.
Oh, Mr. Belasco.
Bill wasn't too keen on going down to the basement, so I had to be the brave one. I finally convinced him to go down there, and it was creepy.
Here it goes, 66, 63, 56, 67, 49, 44, 52, 54, 49. In a doorway into sort of a side of the basement, it went crazy again. 47, 44, 48, 46, 68, 75, 76, and it's stable. Did you feel something cold?
Did you feel that cool?
I think I did, but this thing supposedly doesn't lie, right? Well, clearly something weird is going on down here.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Let's go. So now you're creeped out just like me, huh? A little creeped out.
We came back to Rich and Rob to present them with what we had come up with.
But I had two instances of anomalies when I was up there.
So right away, Bill and Debbie start telling me how they had temperature readings going out of control. And as they're telling me the story, I picked up the thermometer that they were using.
Rob's got it in its hand. They went and got another identical unit. Rob's things started jumping around again.
Temperature goes up and down between 40 degrees and 70 degrees.
I was a little freaked out at first. I mean, that's a natural reaction. But after watching it for a few minutes, and then putting another thermometer next to it, and then a third, we found out it was just malfunctioning. They had a faulty thermometer.
Next, the team simulates a near-death experience, looking for clues.
I know what it's like to be stuck in a coffin.
And later, is there a visitor from beyond popping up in these snapshots?
Real quick, here we go.
I tell you, I've never seen anything like it, and I have no idea how to explain it.